Hey, what's up? My name is Jonathan Fink, and welcome to my audiobook series, free on YouTube. Today I'm reading Spirits of the Gridiron, Volume 1, Chapter 20, The Communism Club. Simpson College had changed. Some would say it evolved. Others murmured it had drifted. Either way, by the time Madison Clark and Beck Jordan founded the Simpson College Libertarian Society, the air on campus felt tense, like someone had left a kettle on too long and everyone was waiting for the whistle. The club started in a basement classroom with 10 mismatched chairs, a dry erase board that hadn't been cleaned in years, and a few curious freshmen who heard rumors of the club where you're actually allowed to disagree. Beck handled the flyers. Madison made the speeches. Together, they turned a scrappy group of political misfits into the fastest growing student organization on campus. Their motto was simple: think for yourself, speak freely, own your ideas. They weren't right wing or left wing. They didn't campaign. They didn't shout people down. They asked questions. They encouraged discussion. They even held a free speech on the lawn day where students could say whatever they wanted: good, bad, brilliant, stupid. It was messy, and it was working. The administration, to its credit, didn't shut them down. But they didn't lean in either. Simpson had become the kind of place where certain ideas got the side eye, if not from the faculty, then definitely from the student body. Mandatory diversity seminars, gender-neutral bathrooms in every hall, pronoun pins handed out at orientation. The school was proudly progressive, and the Libertarian Club stuck out like a sore thumb. Madison didn't mind. She thrived on friction. Her father, Professor Felvis Clark, had been a tenured political science professor at Simpson for over 10 years. When he came to one of the early meetings, he sat in the back, arms crossed, eyes skeptical. By the end, he was clapping. Later that evening, he cornered Beck as they folded up chairs. "You believe in what she's doing?" he asked. "I do," Beck said. "She's asking questions that matter, and she's not afraid of answers." Professor Clark gave a long nod. "You've got a sharp mind for a quarterback. Try telling that to Coach Cooley," Felvis chuckled. "I'm just saying, I see how you look at her. Don't screw it up," Beck grinned. "Yes, sir." But not everyone on campus was applauding. One of the early attendees to the Libertarian Club meetings had been Trey Bellum, Madison's high school boyfriend, and, most recently, a semi-professional antagonist with a savior complex and a minor in sociology. He lasted 2 meetings before storming out mid-discussion when someone questioned income distribution. Weeks later, posters began appearing around campus. "Join the revolution. The Communism Club meets Wednesdays at 5 p.m. in the Student Center, room 200. Trey had formed a counter club, equal parts parody and provocation. Excuse me. He wore a red beret now, spoke in long, impassioned sentences. The Communism Club started as a joke, but it grew fast. Whether people joined because they believed in collectivist ideals or just wanted to protest, it didn't matter. The lines were drawn. Flyers became manifestos. Message boards exploded. And then came the challenge: communism versus libertarianism, the great debate. Trey called for it. Madison accepted it. It would be held in the campus auditorium, moderated by a neutral faculty member. 1 hour of structured argument. Students packed the RSVP list within minutes. The night before the debate, Madison sat with Beck on the roof of the old gym. Stars overhead. Flashcards in her lap. A tangle of nerves in her voice. "I haven't spoken to Trey since, well, since everything." You're not debating your ex, Beck said. You're debating a guy who thinks the government should own your toothbrush, she laughed. What if he rattles me? Then you rattle him back. You're Madison Clark. You debate with your soul. She turned to him. Why are you always so calm? I'm not. I just believe in you. She leaned in. They kissed quietly. No hot air balloon, just sky and stillness and the warm feeling of something real. The next evening, the auditorium buzzed like a football game. The audience was ready. The air felt electric. On stage, Madison stood tall, behind the podium, in a navy blazer, her hair pinned back like a news anchor. Trey wore a red scarf and his notorious red beret. The first question was simple. What role should the government play in our daily lives? And just like that, it began. Madison spoke with poise, reason, and fire. She quoted Hayek, Paine, and Locke. She talked about choice, individual dignity, and the danger of concentrated power. Beck watched her like she was calling audibles at the line of scrimmage, owning the field. Trey shot back with slogans, with stats. He quoted Karl Marx. He landed a few punches, but Madison never flinched. By the time the closing arguments came, it wasn't about politics anymore. It was about who believed in what they were saying, and Madison believed every word. When it ended, the room erupted in applause. Students came up, asking questions, wanting to join the Libertarian Club. Faculty members shook hands. The Communism Club would live on, but everyone knew which side had won the debate. That night, back in her dorm, Madison turned to Beck. Why does this feel like the beginning of something? Because it is, he said, and I'm with you, all the way. She smiled. Even if we get banned from campus one day, he smirked. Then we'll just enter the transfer portal, they laughed. And somewhere, deep in the walls of Simpson College, a shift was happening. Not a revolution, not a regime change, but a shift in consciousness. End of chapter 20. Up next, chapter 21, the rivalry game. If you enjoyed this chapter, please smash the like button. If you really enjoyed this chapter, please subscribe. Thank you so much. God bless.